When I was in high school, I read Catcher in the Rye, and I remember telling people for the longest time that this was my favorite book. I love this book. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to revisit this, and I'm going to see if it still holds up. And let me tell you, I read this in November to December of 2023, and I thought it was one of the worst fucking books that I've ever read.
Catcher in the Rye. Hands down, agree. This is my biggest red flag book.
And upon reading this book, I realized why I didn't retain any of the information from it, and that's because it is pure and utter garbage.
I can't stand this book. It's horrible. It is an assault on English class and the entire concept of English literature.
I didn't get what was happening. I didn't get the purpose of the novel.
Let's start with the plot. There is no plot. And if there was one, it would go something like this. Holden gets bored. Holden does something cool and crazy. Holden gets depressed.
I thought this little shit, Holden Caulfield, I always say it wrong. I thought he was awful and unbearable.
Present to you Holden Caulfield, perhaps the most unlikable narrator of them all.
Holden has a lot of great qualities.
Holden sucks. He just sucks.
A 16-year-old immature edgelord that has transcendent commentary on the society that he is a part of.
I hate being in his mind, and it makes me feel sad and depressed.
He's narcissistic, misogynistic.
Just the rampant sexism.
Catcher in the Rye is sexist. It's homophobic. It's damaging.
I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, social justice. This is horrible. No, Holden is a rampant sexist.
He's entitled.
And if I wanted to hear about a white guy and his problems, I could give you like a ton of other books.
Hey man, you have the most privilege out of literally anybody in that time, probably in the current time, as a white, straight, cis man who is of an upper class because you go to a nice school. You have it good. You have it easy.
And what really bothers me is you pretend you're this deep guy who loves women for their souls when all you do is date bimbos. Yeah, I date women for their bodies, but at least I'm honest about it. I don't buy them a copy of Catcher in the Rye and then lecture them with some 7th grade interpretation of how Holden Caulfield is some profound intellectual. He wasn't. He was a spoiled brat. And that's why you like him so much. He's you. God, you're pretentious.
And I just love that in a character.
I despise him, truly. I really despise him and henceforth despise this book.
But when you reread it as an adult, you're gonna be like, wow, somebody just hit this kid.
And I'm at the point where this book really should have ended. It should have ended halfway through after Holden has the hooker and he thinks about killing himself. That's really what this natural ending of this book should have been. Really, it should have ended with Holden saying, like, and here I am, standing at the end of this ledge, ready to take my crazy life, ready to leave behind all these phonies. So I take a deep breath and I jump. And then that's it. That would have been the perfect ending for this book.
And look, I understand there's deeper meaning to it, but I don't really give a shit about that deeper meaning. I just thought the book honestly sucked. That's my honest opinion. I would feel a little bit guiltier if JD Salinger was alive and could hear this and scroll TikTok, but I know that's not happening, so I feel less guilty about it. I just thought it sucked. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it sucked.